Welcome to my 1978 GMC motorhome. This has been wrecked. It's got some damage in the back, and I just intend to use the motor, the transmission, front driveline, and the rear bogies as suspension. I'm going to combine it with this fire truck and make myself a pickup truck. At least that's the plan. It'll be an awfully big pickup truck. Anyways, today I'm just going to spend stripping the interior of the motorhome and just get it a shell, try to scrap some parts that are in it. The whole body's made of aluminum, or at least a good portion of it. And there's copper wiring and plumbing fittings and I don't know what all. Some of it's valuable, some of it's not. Yeah, recover what I can. Anyways, I'm just going to record what I'm going to do today. I'll take you on a brief tour. This is the driver's area. Pretty nice bucket seats in this. You can see the little tag on it there. This had a couple of television screens in it. Pulled out some of the, I've already stripped some of the bits out of it. Keeping all the, the screws, washers, hinges. I don't know what's going to come in handy. Baskets on the side. It had a bunch of seat belts stored up underneath the refrigerator. And so those are all original seat belts. A lot of them are, the passenger and the driver still has theirs, so these must have come from something else. What it's got here is a couch that is just something you buy to put in a house. I think that'll have some value to somebody. I've stripped the kitchen out of it. A bit of a countertop and a sink, which I have since used in the garage for a sink and some other bits. This still has a heater. The air conditioning units are in this unit. I think they still work. I'm going to try to use them in my shed. It has a decent refrigerator and freezer, which I believe are both shore power and battery powered. I'll check that out later. The seat belts came from underneath here. It was a panel that was screwed shut. But that's just a blank area because I needed to get to that to strip this out of it. There's some other parts that I've pulled out. The bathroom was in pretty good shape. I've used bits of it in my shed. In this area was the closet, and the door was smashed out of alignment. Down here I've got this is the air pump for the suspension on the rear. And it's got an electrical panel, some other bits. These are all drawers that I've pulled out of it. And back here, the back window was smashed out of it. I've already pulled the seats out. In this area was a water tank and a water pump, which I've pulled out. I've sold the speakers already out of the back here. This back corner here has been pushed in. And I've pulled out this part. It's loose now. I think I can use that to try to make something inside. It's particle board. It's not worth very much, but it's a big piece. I can make a box out of it or something in the shed. So today, I must have toured somewhere because they wanted to have Sasquatch. Anyway, so I'll be stripping this unit out of here now. Try to clear up some room so I don't trip walking backwards. And I'm going to try to clear this whole thing out of here. This motorhome might have been restorable. You can get, reproduction pieces for the back, fix up the back shell. But what I've found is the entire interior is rotten. It must have had pretty significant leaks, water leaks, and all the particle board is just pretty much dissolved. It's fallen all apart. This whole closet unit is just soft and spongy. There's nothing to it. I hope some people don't take too much offense at me demolishing this thing, but it had been a real nightmare to try to restore it. All I know is that the motor runs. It runs pretty good. It's got 80,000 miles on it, maybe 180. I don't know, but anyways, I think it's going to be a pretty good project. It was cheap enough. I just removed this power converter, and there's a giant piece of copper that was plugged into the front of it here. I think I can sell this just as it was. 750 watt, 110 volt input, 12 volt output at 45 amps, I think. My gosh. Yeah, that's worth a couple of bucks. I have to look that one up and see what I can sell that for. I think those are all the valves and solenoids that control the automatic leveling system that was in this. I got to hand it to GMC. They really designed these motorhomes well. They had a good idea behind them. They used a tried and true drivetrain, which is out of the old Tornado, and this one has a 455 V8 in it, so it's front wheel drive. The rear airbag suspension though, that's pretty neat. It's got a series of switches in the front, right down there, that will, based on, there's sensors on each pair of bogies on the back. It will adjust ride height. When you're parked, you can adjust it to level the motorhome. It's rated for, I think, 12,000 pounds. Pretty good. That'll make a pretty decent truck for me. So it's just pretty clever overall. Really impressed with that. Well, I've been working hard trying to clear out the inside of this motorhome. Got the refrigerator freezer out. It's a pretty neat unit. It has 3 kinds of power. It can be propane, 12 volt DC, or 115 volt, I think. And that's all on the back there. Pretty cool little thing. Freezer refrigerator. I also like this little water heater here. Now it must be a flash boiler because it doesn't really have enough room to store any water in it. So it's an electric flash boiler. Pretty cool. I think I might be able to use that in my shed. Now this little unit here, made of copper. It fits in that hole. I couldn't figure out what it was when the shower stall was in here because these hoses, I couldn't really tell what they were other than they were big and rubber. Well, those are engine hoses. They come from the engine. So while the vehicle's in transit, in motion, the engine's running, hot water goes through there and gives you some hot water while the engine's running, which is pretty cool. Heater unit for the motorhomes right there, which I think is only gas powered. And there's a propane tank in the back of the vehicle. What I'm going to do today, outside here, the shower stall was difficult to pull apart. There's a sink unit and the shower stall, which the sink was inside, it was multi-purpose. There's the toilet that came out. And, well, pretty much the wood bits I can dispose of in other methods, but this fiberglass, I'm going to have to throw into this bin. So for me to do that, I'm going to just smash it. I've got a tractor, have some fun smashing it up. Well, that was fun. Very enjoyable. Good. Won't be able to fit it in all this time's trash. Just pick up rubbish tomorrow. And I'll just let them dump this out tomorrow. And then for next week, I'll have the rest of this. Sharp. I think I'll get some gloves. I guess there was a risk of me puncturing a tire or something, because I don't know what's inside this fiberglass. And maybe I still did, but I just didn't think that was much of a risk. I put in this hoist, this 2-post lift, and I just want to drive it straight in the middle of that. So that means you'll have to be pretty close to here, and it should line up. This is pretty much the middle of it, close to that edge, and drive straight forward. And I'll just stop pushing when I think it's right. I'll have to probably adjust it back and forth to get it in the right place for that thing to work. Okay, stand back, touch it with the stick. I think I need to move it a bit further forward. The back end of this isn't picking off. Yeah, this thing don't move, so I've destroyed all the wiring in it. But it doesn't push too bad. Okay, that's about 10, 12 inches. See how we go there. No, I think it's got to go forward a bit more. Okay, I've moved it forward now about 2 feet. The motor, I would think, would off balance what's on the back here, but it doesn't seem to have yet. Yes. Okay. We're on the latches now. It works. I'm so pleased. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.